And we are. All right. Welcome in, race fans. We got you. Front Row Esports got a tailgate action happening right now, and you got Next Gen Broadcasting bringing it to you live from Pismo Beach, California. We got a little something to go over with tonight. You got some racing that just happened for one of the Red Line recruitment racing series for the Front Row Esports. And man, these guys got her done, and we had some excitement out there, some trucks being flipping, and some strategies happening. But we got a few things to go over in tonight's broadcast, so bear with us as we get this thing fired up and get ready to go. On deck tonight, we do have a who's in the broadcast. So we're going to start off with our man Tom Freitas, Gunny Sarge in charge of Front Row Esports, and let's see if we can get him up on your main screener and get him hollering here. So again, folks, this is our tailgate session. We're going to go over, I don't know, what are we going to go over, Tom? Tom, you got a copy?
I got a copy, brother.
All right. Welcome on in, bud. So we got the tailgate session in full effect, got sound via lit here, and we should be having all kinds of fun. So we had an epic race just a minute ago. Well, semi-epic. You had a little bit of a twisty-turny there at the Michigan and the trucks, but a really good turnout. Enlighten us a little bit there, Tom.
Yeah, honestly, it was a lot of fun, a lot of side-by-side race, and a lot of good drives in there tonight. It's always, you throw up a hosted room, you never know what you're going to get. But, a little rocky there for the first 15, 20 laps. But after that, it was a lot of fun, a lot of awesome racing, and we're going to do it again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, buddy. Awesome racing to say the least, though. I mean, we had some different lines happening out there. High line was playing its role, but there was, the bottom line would get a good run, slide jobs happening. I mean, I found it pretty entertaining there for a minute, and some mistakes happening out there. That overcorrection and going up into the wall. Holy bejesus, dude. Mm-hmm. But let's see who else we have up on here before we start going into that race there, as we got Mr. Mark Miller here in the 06. Mark, there he is. Chummy.
Buddy.
Yeah, buddy. So he just had himself got to partake in that race as well just a minute ago and had all kinds of fun. So you got a few topics for us to go over this week here, Chummy?
No, not this week. I mean, we could talk about some people having a little bit more patience out there on the track in iRacing. We do have some guys that just don't have the patience.
Okay.
And in our next year in this league, I think we're going to try to work on that. A little bit more patience out of people, not trying to win the race in the first 5.
I like that.
You can't win the race in the first lap?
Roger, yeah.
Not how that works? I thought it was only
you
one
got
lap
a bigger
race.
foot and a bigger pedal.
You can sure wreck a lot of cars and trucks though in that with that kind of a mentality. But all right, yeah, let's hold that in the back burner for patience on that one for his one. But, all right, so let's go and holler at Cale Butler real quick. Thanks, we're going to get back to you on that one. Cale?
Hey, how's it going?
Man, there he is. Cale Butler right here in the 64. And, of course, you were up there battling it tough as well. Had yourself a little bit of mishaps in tonight's little recruitment race.
Just a couple.
Yeah. But lots of fun, though. Look like you're tearing them up best way you can and found yourself toward the front as well.
Yeah, I got back in there and had a good race and didn't turn out too bad.
How's your week been, bud? Anything new and exciting happening there in the Butler camp?
It snowed. It snowed here last night.
What the heck is that, dude?
Got up this morning, we had like 2 inches of snow on the ground.
That's that white fluffy stuff, right? Get all over the ground, all over the cars and stuff.
Yeah, that white fluffy stuff. Not sand. It's snow. It's cold.
We got the sand here. I guarantee you there, but it ain't no snow. Woo, dude. Yeah, I mean, a winter be coming. That's gonna be a lot of fun here on this end, though. I'm looking forward to that winter swell personally. But not
they say we're going to have a wet one this year, so
you'll see.
Fill up the legs,
well,
buddy.
hey, I'm 30
legs.
minutes from Tahoe, so skiing, that's the thing.
That's right, we share
Buy
the
me
same
tickets
time
and
zone.
I'll be on my way.
Tahoe it is. All right, yeah. Anything you got in mind that we're gonna go over tonight, right offhand? You're gonna hold.
Oh, I think we're going to bring up some talking about what guys using the driving on, some of the rig setups,
Yep.
the wheel setups, pedals, and what they're using.
All right, rig setups on that one. So we're gonna get a little tech action, of course, coming from Mr. Points guy over here, and likes to be to the point on everything. So here we go. Yeah, we're gonna go into the nitty gritty on that one. Cool. So we're gonna get get a little more insights on rigs and what we run. Then let's get on over to Michael Wood real quick. Thanks, Kel. We're right back. Mike.
What's going on, man?
There you go. We got Mike Wood up here. Yeah, you got your screen up. Man, how you been though, man? Seriously, you're in that thing, and you're leading tonight's race for a little bit, up there fighting for that lead and tearing them up. At least for a while too, right? You're up there top 5.
Yeah, finished out P2. Had a pretty solid pit stop last stage, and just decided to come in around lap 77, and give me just enough time to close some ground, because I found myself about second back off the lead pack, and having a fast pit stop kind of close some of that ground, and just tire management that first half of that last stint, and just couldn't close enough ground on the leader. Leader had even a faster pit stop than I did, so I think that's what put him out there for
the leader took 2 tires there.
No, we actually asked him after the race. He took 4. So
he just had a hot fast pit stop.
Yeah. When he came off, like he was still at 166 miles an hour even out of the racing line. So he knew his timing coming on pit road. I mean, Michigan's always a pretty easy pit road to get onto, and he got a lot of practice on it, I'm sure. So they call the pit crew the special teams of racing, and there you go.
It is
a lot of times overlooked, and it's a lot of time to be gained on pit road, and
that's the thing. Like, with iRacing, it's not like console. You can't come in at full speed and not get like penalized or something. Like, you can gain and lose so much time on pit road. It's crazy.
Yeah, that entry into, I mean, it's so critical right there. But I mean, again, that's where not only can you get overzealous right there on that entry, I mean, you can lose it. You can lose it all, but that black flag and kill your entire chances. And
a lot of people don't know as well is like your orientation in your pit box affects your pit time too. So if you come in and you're crooked, I mean, you're gonna have a longer pit stop than someone that came in there and hit their sign. Straight. And so those little things, don't go overlooked in iRacing. I think that's what separates it, and that's kind of what drives it to be called a simulator versus a game.
Yeah.
That's a big debate. Maybe we should hash that out tonight. Is this a simulator? Or is this more like a game?
There we go. All right.
I like it.
I think
opinions vary, obviously, but yeah. So it was a great race. I mean, a lot of clean drivers out there. It was a recruitment race for us. So a lot of good prospects out there to carry over for this coming season, and just trying to build that truck league to high caliber talent.
That's what we're hoping for too. I mean, and all of that is the end goal is for that the show at the end, showing off the drivers' talents, and of course our sponsors as well. They want to see something really nicely done out there and perform. So, and these guys were getting it done tonight, though. It really was. It really exciting. I got some good clips for us tonight as well throughout tonight's race, and some of the mayhem and some of the genius out there as well, and the close calls. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But we got Mike Wood here with his. What do you think you're? Is it a sim or is it a game? And we'll come back to that one.
Yeah, I mean, let's open it up to the group.
Right.
I mean, I'll put my opinion out there. I think it's more. I mean, as far as the detail that goes into it, and tire wear and car physics and aero. I mean, if it says anything, I mean, the pro drivers use iRacing as kind of a. They haven't raced the track yet, especially at the cup level where they only have 20 minutes to practice. I mean, it's kind of getting their feet wet even before they're even at the track. So, I mean, they're certainly not doing that in an NASCAR heat. They're using that as a tool. And, mind you that they're racing on, full, wraparound screens and, $20,000 race rig.
We're also going to bring that back to light.
Byron,
yeah, but we're going to bring that back to light as well, because there's other things that these sims are used for, not just racing. So, but before we get too deep into that one, let's get into let's talk to Donahue over here. We got Mr. Ellis chilling, and let's bring him up on camera. We'll be right back, Mike. So hold your thought on that one for sure. Donnie, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I don't have
man.
a cam on my computer. I tried doing it on my phone, but I can't do both. So y'all just got the audio tonight.
Yeah, roger that, man. Welcome in. You were out there trying to get something done out in that truck race as well. What did you find in that critical moment of close combat?
It was a really fun race. Everybody raced really clean and stuff, and I had a blast out there. But my pit crew kind of messed me up and wasted my tires up. So I was running the last half of the race on old tires. So I just kind of fell back and just held my pace and tried to not get in anybody's way. I had a little mishap earlier, tapped the wall and I came down and wasn't clear when I thought I was, and got into another truck earlier in the race.
Get into the mishaps of racing, not only at speed but also in their strategy calls. So that's a really good thing to go over again on a few things that we were debating on or going to debate on tonight. But what do you have in your mind? When it comes to any kind of topic that's been troubling you or just wondering about.
I like to touch on what he was talking about with the drivers using this as a practice, getting some seat time at new tracks and try to figure their lines out and their braking points and stuff like that. And I think it also helps with real life driving. Say like somebody's not good at driving in the snow or something like that. Say you run a couple dirt track races on here, you get the feel for your car being in a slide and stuff like that, and you can translate it over to real life. And it kind of gives you a little bit of a defensive driving thing.
Got a good idea, but yeah, actually, I got an insight on that. Great. So, all right, so we're definitely gonna come back to that one real quick, because it just seems like it's gonna be a really popular topic and a lot of things that I think a lot of viewers out there today can absorb from some of this. So, awesome. And so, keep your thoughts on that one, and we'll be back to you in a second as we're gonna get over to Ronnie Morrison, last but not least here. Ronnie, you got a copy?
Oh yeah.
Mr. Morrison in a 69, leading a lot of tonight's race, out there showing your stuff, buddy, and enjoying that fresh, clean air. But, what do you got? What do you got? I don't want to elaborate too further into it.
He's getting a thumbs down from Mr. Mark Miller.
I know.
Hey, I had all intentions of leading that first stage, Mark. So I saw you coming. That's why I jumped down in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, it worked too.
But after that, got into a little bit. I think I started 7th or 8th after that restart, and got taken out. And never made it back. I made it all the way back to 11th, fighting my way back through the field.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of in the background, kind of you were stuck in the middle is what it seemed like. And that traffic was just a little bit of a nightmare, being that 3-4 wide at times, and you get having that bottom lane and again, I was watching other trucks, other drivers out there doing a lot of pinching, taking those lines away, taking those maneuvers away, taking that ability to come back up and with that momentum that you have, having to lift.
Oh yeah, it definitely works.
I mean, especially once the tires started to where you had to chop someone's nose off, or if they were running the bottom, you had to run the bottom with them and pinch them on the bottom so they couldn't get a run off, or that was the only way you could make passes tonight once tires started to wear.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen that. So we'll have to bring again some of those clips will show what happens to the poor decision making or just prepared for situations that arise, because again there's a lot of that oversteer, overcorrecting, and snapping up and just killing some drivers out there. And I mean, you're great to watch. I mean, holy for Jesus, but damn.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so we got what are we thinking on topic tonight for you there, Ronnie?
I mean, I'm kind of with Mike on this one. I mean,
let's kick it off then.
Now, as far as whether it is a race or a sim, it depends on the race. Because I've been in some races, and it's just like NASCAR heat. And then I've been in, a lot of races that, it depends on how the rooms ran too. Like if the guys running the room know what they're doing, then you get a more real experience, I guess you could say, versus you get into some rooms and they're just, a bunch of clowns in there. So it just depends.
Well, Mike, go and start us off, man. Got the floor for a minute. on subject when it comes to again, your sim versus game. I mean, the average, let's break it down. All right, I'm gonna put the board down. We're gonna get on the couch here for a minute because it's gonna suck. But we're grown ass people over here, right? All right, let's be real about it. And here we are with some of the most epic things that a kid would just die for, right? And but we take it to a whole different level, okay? When it comes to the game versus sim, okay? If you look over here, for instance, we have a race rig and we have a flight rig. All right, yes, training to be a pilot and does come into handy when it comes to, learning the procedures, learning how to do things. Is it different than being in the actual car or plane? Absolutely, yes, absolutely, 100%. It's real. And there's a lot on the line at that moment. But does it help when it comes to going through the motions, knowing how to operate this, what's going to be the protocol here, how, the next step, okay? And then, of course, the racing-wise, how your strategies unfold. What happens when a caution happens at lap 23 and stages at, 34, whatever, again, there's all of these things that can be simulated through this, but what's the differences between a game then, I guess, as opposed to the console, the console version as opposed to your computer version? I mean, can't you get the same style of things from it?
I think you have to keep an open mind, or I think you first have to have the correct mindset when you want to commit to iRacing and what iRacing is really geared towards. It's not a amateur level platform. I mean, you can definitely start out, with any type of talent level, but as far as what it's geared towards more of, a professional sportsman type of environment where you're racing off of talent and skill versus, door banging. They penalize you every time you touch a car, safety rating. That is something that is taken into account. Your I rating is something that is calculated. So when you get matched up with skilled drivers, it's meant to be competitive, as opposed to like a NASCAR heat where you can just jump into a random lobby and, it's not really, it's for points, but, everybody's going to try to win. But, I think the ultimate goal, there's more of a progressive type of skill level that's required, and not just trying to throw your car into a random corner hoping it sticks. You got to kind of know what you're doing.
I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it right on the head. There is that it's putting more responsibility into and of course reaction to your actions when it comes to sim as opposed to console. There is repercussions to what you do and don't do, here as more so than if if you're playing on a console or whatnot. So okay. I mean, very very, now, what else do we have when it comes to what do we got for a cost? All right, and then I'd really like to touch base about I think it was Donahue was his reaction. How does it train you in everyday life? Like he was mentioning in snow and this and that. How does it train you? Does it really help with your reaction? Say, dodging a car accident, someone checking up on the freeway, having that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
you just said. That's what I was gonna say. It kind of like I said, it prepares you for. I didn't mean to cut in on.
No, by means.
But yeah, like I said, it helps you get more comfortable in traffic with cars next to you and stuff like that. Like some people get nervous on the freeway when they're really tight in traffic. And like I said, running in a pack, like say at Talladega, where you run your line and you got cars right to the next out of you, and you can't have that no error at all without causing a big one and piling up everybody. Like I said, I think it just makes you a little bit more confident, and you're like, all right, I got a little bit of practice out of this, and I ain't got to spend $20,000 on a new car because I get nervous and overcorrect or try to hold my line too tight to the wall or something like that when you're on the freeway. And like I said, I was going to touch on what Mike was saying, or Yeah. He was talking about how immersive this experience is. And I'm gonna talk about it because I'm new to iRacing. I've only been racing 4 months, but I racked up 32 wins in that 4 months on the oval between the trucks, Xfinity, and A-Class, NASCAR, Next Gens, and stuff. And like I said, I immerse myself when I get on here. So I think like a driver. If I get a top 5, hey, I'm happy with the top 5. I fought for that top 5. Like on a console, yeah, I mean, top 5, if you didn't win, it don't mean nothing. Oh, I didn't win the race. That's all it is. But like I said, here in iRacing, it's so authentic and it's so immersive. You get mad like you're really in the car. You start to cuss the next driver and you get emotional because you get sucked into the experience. And with the tire wear and everything like that, it just makes it such a level playing field that it's based off of skill, not who can hold the trigger down and turn left.
Right, true. Good point. I mean, again, that's exactly it, though. I mean, one of the points is that you have full control. You have full control from the time that you get in and start the thing up or take off or whatever you're doing. You're at full control. Nothing takes over except for you. So I mean, again, that's pretty sim right there. I don't know about you, but
I mean, yeah, and that's the whole thing that I've noticed, especially with iRacing, because I've gotten I know a lot of the guys in our league have been on for a while, and I'm one of the guys. I've been on iRacing for like 9 years, right? So I've gotten to experience how iRacing has grown from how it was 9 years ago to what it is today. And
how
if
has
you
it
could go
grown,
back,
Tom?
like, it's just, one, just the cars, the choice of cars you have to race now is just incredible. The tracks are incredible. And just the simulation itself, the damage models, and getting so close to real, it's awesome. And just the way the cars react, they were good back then, running off the old papyrus system, but now it's just, it's second to none on some of the asphalt stuff. I mean, they're still working on dirt. Dirt's getting there. Dirt's still new. It's definitely, dirt's come a long way as well, but it's crazy. You get into a slide, you can actually feel the slide. You can, where the tires at. You get the tires hot. You got to try to cool them down. Stuff like that. That you can't. You don't get to experience in console.
Aero loose.
Yeah, you get all the aero loose, aero tight. The track changing throughout the race. Just.
That's a big one I noticed.
That is huge. Like, people don't understand how much that
Different
changes their car throughout the race.
Yeah, it turns into a whole new car when the track wears in and takes up rubber.
Yep.
Like I said, it handles completely different from the first 5 laps you run with fresh tires to lap 50 with 20 lap tires.
Exactly.
And I do really appreciate that we're constantly going through updates.
Yep.
Constantly
always
changing.
updating.
Always changing. Getting more
every time
getting more in depth to everything. The crash models, the tire rub, the weather. Oh my goodness, the weather. All right. I mean, how
AI
accurate is that stuff
competition
getting?
gets
That's
updated.
Yep.
Well, especially track temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yep.
big thing.
People wouldn't think
Gosh.
5 degrees in track temp. You wouldn't think that's much, but believe it or not, like, you can feel 5 degrees in track temp. It's pretty crazy. And
Definitely.
I'm reading the chat right now online, and Tyler says the next debate should be does scrubbing tires work?
Yes.
I think
All right.
does.
Yeah.
To a
Let's
sense,
let's
just like
let's
Yes.
heck
Yeah,
yeah,
to a
let's bring
certain
that
extent,
one up into
But
this
some
show.
people take it too
Shit, don't
over
get me
with the
fired
scrubbing
up.
tires.
What the-
well,
Yeah, they
especially
cut
that
like
doesn't work.
with
Does it work?
qualifying.
No.
Like tonight, for example, I lit my tires up on pit when I took off. Drug my brakes all the way down to get some front, heat in the front tires, and I took the pole.
Yep.
I mean,
So next race, we're going to set qualifying scrutiny to strict.
Yeah, that way you
well,
can do that.
and there you go.
Okay.
You can do that too. I mean, there's ways to mitigate that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but
from
okay,
happening.
now, but like you said, does scrubbing the tires actually work? Does it, or I mean, can it hurt you in the long run? can it hurt you
See,
overall? I mean, because you heated up, you scrubbed off some of that rubber already. I mean, think about it. Rubber is so dang precious out there on track that, I mean, if you heat them up too much and then we go into long green run, that scrubbing them pretty hard in the beginning and that initial rubbing off that top coat, maybe building up that tire pressure faster than what you could have done, and that gives you an extra lap or two. You know, and those extra lap or twos on better tires gives you a lot of stuff at the end. Because I mean, you know, when your tires go, they're
gone.
You know,
you don't get them back until you're
Right.
going to get a fresh set. You know?
And that's where the patience comes involved. A lot of these guys need to understand their driving ability.
right?
Because a guy with a loose car sometimes has a habit of driving better than a guy with a sticky car.
Oh yeah.
Because as they say, a lot of people say, loose is fast.
Yep.
And another thing is, slow is fast. And going off of Mike, with patience, you got to have patience on the real road. I mean, we got anger management classes that we need to throw out for some people.
Wait a minute, Chubby.
I mean,
back
I've
up.
had it before, and now it's like, whatever.
All right,
I mean,
all right. Seriously, Mike, wait. Back up on that one. All right. Now, does per se racing and these heavy, you get so immersed, as was just spoken, Donnie over here, Ellis, and of course you're stating that, you know, we get pretty agitated, and you know, just like out there road rage. Now when you're out there in traffic and you got some just moron, you just want to, you know, and do you think it triggers it even worse because you get it here in iRacing as well? I mean, does it make it worse for you out there on the road? Because honestly,
If you ask my wife, it does.
If I'll be real about it, there's times me going to work, you know, and I'm in a big old truck, and I'm thinking that I'm in, you know, some kind of NASCAR because them dude just cut me off, and I'm just roar, I gotta get somewhere, you know, and then all of a sudden my NASCAR takes over, and I'm just like, my road course, and I mean, you know, and I've been working on that road course license and that dirt and stuff, so I've been learning how to get this thing sideways. And sorry,
That's right.
we probably
We might not be sitting in real race cars. We might not be feeling the G-forces, but we're feeling the emotions of your car not working as, you know, as you know, good as you want it to work, or you know, you're feeling the effects of a long green run, you know, and you're just dropping. You know,
you're in contention to win a race, and you get speeding on pit road, the final stop,
or you get
all of those,
you get 1 horsepower down.
The same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, emotions run very high in this game, or simulator, I should say.
Yes.
I mean, just like tonight, you know, I was running 7th and got taken out, and I was pretty hot there for a minute.
Yeah.
I lit into somebody, but then I was like, you know what? All right. Calm down.
I think a couple of drivers lit into that person, but at the same time, that's exactly what happens out here. And this was just a fun race. There was no points. There was nothing on the line. You know, it was just a fun race, and it just shows right there. Roar! Are you kidding me? You know, but that's what happens, though, because we're all trying to get her down out there, and it's that intense. It is that intense.
Yeah. But to touch on you with does it transfer over to real life? Me personally, I don't get that much road rage around where I live because most people drive normal. But you do get the occasional slow car in front of you that rides the same speed as the car next to you. I got big light bars on my truck, so I give them a little flash and move on out my way. But it don't roll over for me.
I'll say you can come out to Cali real quick, and then we'll ask you that question again after a week or so. I mean, that light bar may do a little something out here, but there are a lot of people in Cali just don't give up, you know. They never look up in their reviews. They don't care.
Yeah.
They just look forward. They just remind you of that robot off from Short Circuit in the beginning. You know,
I don't have many big cities by me. I live in Dover, Delaware, so it's very rural around me. I got nothing but farm fields, bays, marshes, woods, and a couple little towns sprinkled through. And then our biggest town's Wilmington. Our city is Wilmington. And like I said, I hate the city. I can't stand it.
Well, out here, they only get mad when you do a bump and run. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking about
well, first the scrubbing tires. So does it or does it not work? I want to vote. It does not help. All right, it actually makes it'll hurt you on a long run.
There's
It definitely hurts on the long runs.
yes.
Okay.
There's that fine line. You can do it. If you say you're doing it at the start of a race, and you're doing it enough to just build up a little heat in the tires, you're going to be fine. But if you do it, aggressively,
Excessively, yeah.
and you start, because you can build heat in the tires and not really wear the tires.
You can do that by just riding your brakes a little bit. Get rid of that
With
squeak.
the front tires, you're not going to build up heat in the rears though as much. Because there's been videos, and I've watched some studies and videos that drag and brake is not as effective as actually scrubbing your tires.
Yeah, I mainly drag brake personally. I drag brake when it comes down to the short tracks, and I know I'm gonna need my brakes come turn 1.
Getting the heat.
Oh yeah, like
you
got to get heat in those brakes when it comes time for you need to stop that thing in a corner.
That checkup, yeah.
There's courses.
That does make
There's
a
a
huge
term
difference.
in racing, and it always rings true: risk versus reward.
Yes.
You're gonna risk scrubbing your tires next to a car that you might not have run next to before, and for very minimal reward. It's just I just don't think scrubbing tires is worth it at that point.
I always figured it's a short run versus a long run.
Yeah.
Like if I got a green-white checkered and I got a shorter track, like a mile and a half, I might scrub my tires just for that first turn.
Right.
And that's about it. But I always heat up my brakes because I like my brakes, especially in our races. I mean, it's that first corner that kills us, and I want to be able to stop.
Yep.
And another thing I learned when I got into iRacing was dragging your brakes and stuff like that, because on the console, you know nothing about it. That has no effect. You have no control of your car under caution. But what I do, some restarts, is I'll hold my brake down a little bit and I'll throttle all the way down, and then I'll ease off my gas on the restart, and it kind of helps your timing a little bit so you don't spin your tires out and go all crazy.
Yeah, it does help. You are right. You're right.
Yeah, this game's taught me so much about racing that I didn't know. And I've been a fan of racing my whole life. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. And like Chummy was saying earlier about patience, it's just even on like start of the race, drivers got to have patience, like under caution or under pace laps, patience, it's not, you got those drivers that, get bored under caution, right? Some of the tracks you go 3-4 laps around, and it can be boring sometimes. I'd say like Talladega, right? Like what, 5 minute caution.
That's all it is,
right?
That's time to woosah. All right.
Yeah. And so after running, a lot of the races we do, and after running 3 wide for, 20 laps, 30 laps, like you need that little 5-minute mental break, to kind of regroup and get ready for another run,
I got one for you. What about giving yourself some tasks out there, especially for some of you the newer drivers? Why not going through your black box? Having that thing, on the ready, going through it. Just flip through your black box. Get used to flipping through it. Look through your relative. Look through everything. Look through your fuel. See where your fuel's at. Get used to looking at it that way. Again, it's about strategy, which we have some of those clips or whatnot about how races are won and lost off that strategy. And again, being able to just normally flip over and you be used to it, it helps your racing as well. It keeps you as aware as possible as you can be out there on track.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to have it set up to a hotkey so you could have previous and next, so you can, like you said, flip through and check your fuel mileage, what you got left for laps wise and stuff like that. And
no, 100%.
And I noticed a lot of people, like it's weird. You get a lot of people. You get into a like a hosted race, right? And they're asking all these questions like, "Where's the pace car? How do we have fuel? What do we got fuel wise?" Like, you can scroll through your black boxes and all this stuff, and they're like, "Well, how do you do that?"
Tell me you're new to iRacing without telling me you're new to iRacing.
Exactly. Like, what? It's like that's like so essential,
That's like having trading paints.
Yeah, like Trading Paints. It's a free program. Like you should have. There's so many free programs like sim racing apps, Sim Racing Hub, like all these free programs you can have for like fuel mileage and different
crew chief
program.
apps
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's better and more
Amazing.
immersive. And we'll touch base on that stuff like next week for sure. That's definitely stuff we will be touching base on because a lot of that stuff helps for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
And a lot of
beneficial.
people,
Yeah.
if you're every week, if you're not learning something new, then you're not extending yourself out to get better.
Exactly. The only way to get better is learn, right?
And listen. If you listen to people,
Mhm.
it is sometimes fantastic. You're like, wow, I did not know that.
Mhm.
Had no
First
clue.
thing you do, you go out there and you try it and you say, hey, that works.
Yeah, and believe it or not, like there's could be 8,000 people on iRacing at a time, right? But you get into a hosted room or an official race, if you ask a question and you're unsure about something, there's a 99% chance that someone's going to come over the radio and help you and answer that question.
Yep.
Whether it's,
100%.
a
Yes,
setup
I've
trick
met-
or, how to drive the car better, someone's going to help you. That's just the community of iRacing,
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. That I've met a lot of good people on here that's helped me advance my racing so much. I just started fiddling around with the dirt. I've mainly, since I've owned this, I've just been running asphalt, ovals, NASCAR trucks, etc. And I started to branch out on my dirt driving because I tried it when I first got it, and I was like, wow, I spin out way too easy, can't do it. But now I got a feel for them things, and I could just progressed out my rookie to my D, and I'm starting to work on my dirt a little more and more.
There you go. There you go.
So like I said, he said, or like he said, if you ain't learning something new, I mean, you're not advancing your progression or your skill. And that definitely helps with getting in the slide on the asphalt. You can kind of correct her a little bit more without going crazy.
Yeah.
And that goes off of your rigs too. You're kind of going into the next thing of as you learn things. Like I bought myself a whole new rig. I got everything that I sit in here. I don't sit in a regular chair, and that's where you can advance more. And there's so much you can do if you want to spend money to get things that help you, because it's going to depend on the driver. Everything depends on the driver.
I don't know, Chummy. I
But-
kind
Personal
of
preference.
disagree with you a little bit on that one when it comes to equipment. We were going to go over that one, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm just going to say, does equipment matter? All right. Do you have to have the baddest of all bad? Let's go spend thousands and
No.
thousands of dollars.
Nope.
Chummy, what do you think?
Not that. I mean, no. I mean, if you want to get better, like I think the biggest thing it is your steering equipment, your brake equipment. That helps out a whole lot more. Now, what you sit in, it all depends on what type of chair. Some guys will have a chair, if they hit too hard on their brake pedal, it will spin them one way.
Yeah.
If they're
Oh,
used
the
to it, then
motion
that's
chair,
one
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But see,
gotcha.
I don't.
Rolling
My
chair.
chair don't spin, and it don't move at all.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a patio chair folded out from outside with a pillow in the butt, so I
It's
ain't
not a
going nowhere.
5-gallon bucket. You're okay.
It
Yeah.
works, don't it? That's all that matters. It works.
It's my custom driver seat.
Well,
There you go. There you go.
that's the thing there. I think is it built for is it more or less is it built for the abilities to make you better, or is it built for comfort? All right. I mean, for me, I don't know how to answer that question. All right, because I kind of went a little. My bad. You can build, all right. You can get creative as you want to be. But we do know drivers out there that are winning championships sitting at the desk, okay, in an office.
Oh
chair.
yeah.
So I mean, is it fun? Oh, absolutely. Get creative, put some stuff together. I mean, same thing here. I built this whole Joker.
It's like it's like adult Legos.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh my
what
gosh.
else
Yeah,
can you add
possibilities
on?
are endless.
Roll cage.
Like
You
Donnie
can cut
said
those.
was, when I started iRacing, I mean, a year and a half ago, that's how I started. I started out in a folded chair and, on a standard wheelbase, and I worked myself up to get a full race rig now, and
Okay. Let's get a little.
updated shifter, updated pedals, and it's just you're just slowly building. No one's saying you need to go out there to be fast and you need to drop thousands of dollars to.
No.
That's not going to improve
I think you
That's
should
not that's
go.
not that's not going to improve, your speed over the long run. The long run speed is gained by actually just getting in there and racing. That is
Seat
your
time.
biggest seat time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jimmy hit it right on the head. Was just get out there and experience this and learn from everybody else. Come in with an open mind. What I see far too much of is someone who's raced a lot of heat in a lot of other platforms, and they think they're going to come into iRacing and blow everybody away, and it's almost comical of how quick they realize that this is completely different, that
And
they're not in those types of platforms anymore.
yeah,
Oh,
what
heck yeah.
you were saying was about the rig progression or whatever, about spending all that money. I think the rig should grow as your driving skill grows. I mean, you should advance as needed. Like, say, I'm on a basic G29 with a Walmart gaming computer. It's probably the lowest setup I can have to race comfortably without it glitching out or running slow or something like that. But like I said, I do just fine with it. It makes me happy. I got low paddle shifters, good enough for me. But like I said, I'd like to advance my gear and my setup eventually. But yeah, I mean, running a household, it's a little hard for paying bills and whatnot. But
yeah, I like that. Reward yourself. You get you update. You get a new license. Hey, I'm gonna go treat myself and get
buy
a new
a track or buy a new car or something like that. It's nice. Like I said, I do that every once in a while. I'll try to buy a track and keep up with the official race schedule. But
our Cup season champion, Steven Johnson, isn't in the room tonight, unfortunately, but I'm sure he would be more than happy to let you guys know that he's racing with a Logitech G29, G27 pedals, and a rolly
on a
chair.
desk.
And an office chair.
Yep, he's right at the
and a
desk.
rolly chair. So
yeah, like I said, it's all what you make it.
Yeah.
It is.
Whatever your
In my mind, I'm sitting
my
in the
rig
car.
has gone. My rig has gone expansive, mainly for comfort and immersion into the experience. I mean, I've got a full-blown rig, triple monitors, professional force feedback wheel and everything, and it's like mainly that's just for my feel and for my comfort. It makes me feel better.
I don't know, Kel. Well, let me ask you this real quick. What do you think about those trip screens? I mean, do you really think that can they make the world of difference out there on track? I mean, I understand gear's gear, and we can run on one single screen and whatnot. But can that actually seriously help you?
I think
it does help me. It gives me better view on the sides. I have tried VR, and for some guys, VR is the way to go.
Yep.
But for me, it's just not my thing.
Same.
My face gets too hot and sweaty, and it's like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I feel like I'm suffocating.
Hey, I understand because I mean, like I said, I put these. I used to race on Stillos, but now I got the trip screens where this thing folds over. Same thing here, and it has helped me so much just in being able to spot who's on the side of you, what's going on. Gives you so much more.
That's what I was gonna say. That could have helped me out tremendous tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I got
you wouldn't see
that
that
wrap
tonight
around
in
me
a
that
heartbeat.
I can see cars coming on my right, on my left, and
you see them before your spotter will ever see it. Like for the incident tonight, that's how you'll see those incidents happen. And you're like, oh, that guy's not on trip screens, because if you're on trip, you would have seen that right there.
You would have seen that coming. Yeah,
you would have seen it coming up.
And that's the same thing. It's like tonight. I had a guy that we were going into turn one, and all of a sudden he just dove right on top of me, like I wasn't even there, and turned me. So I mean, that's the only thing I can think. He didn't know I was there, or he's just a bad driver. One or the other.
That's where anger management comes in.
Yeah,
anger management.
Well, I removed him almost immediately, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
My key rule is if I see somebody rolling up on me real fast, I try to yield to the faster car, and if I'm fast, I'll catch you. It ain't got to be right now.
Or they're gonna fly right past you, and they're gonna go up the track, wash up, and you're gonna go just apex underneath them.
That or they'll burn their tires off in about 5-10 laps.
Oh yeah. Just tell them, I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, literally.
Right. Said, go ahead, burn them off. I'll be up there in a minute.
That's
that's
a
camera. You're like this.
Yep, just wave on by. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I gotta save gas anyways. I need a couple extra laps or a lap and a half on my gas. That's another thing where it comes real is when you're managing your gas.
Oh, of course. The earlier you let off and the less throttle you push through the corner and stuff like that makes a world of difference on your gas mileage.
Oh yeah.
I'll be in a short race and I'll still hit my clutch or reach over and hit my I button on the black box and shut my engine off.
I do that under caution
like,
all the time.
I got plenty of fuel. Why am I doing that?
It's habit.
But, yeah, it's a good habit to get into when you want to advance yourself.
Because it can't hurt you.
Oh, no.
Like I said, I try to save fuel under cautions all the time. I'll run up with a good run to the pace car or something. I'll hit my engine and I'll coast. Yep. Once I start to slow up and they catch me, I'll turn it back on and then catch back up. And I'll just do that the whole time around until we're getting ready to take the green. And you can save at least a lap and a half doing that under caution. Maybe 2.
Yeah. Again, part of the strategies right there. So I know that we're, kind of stretching this one out a little bit on tonight's deal, but I think we got a lot of out of it. At least when it comes to patience is valued so much out there on track. Really focus on that. That's going to give you those easier entries. You're not going to be rushed so hard on things. You're not going to be rushing things so hard trying to get to the front. Then that's going to save your tires. That's going to allow you to look around a little bit more. So yeah, try to focus on patience on track. That's a good valuable lesson I think to learn today. And then of course sim versus console. Well, I guess that consoles more. There isn't there's not a lot of repercussion there. There's not a lot of what's the word I'm looking for. I'll find
consequences for your action.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of consequences there. So that and Sam does give you the opportunity to take control from the very beginning. So it does give you a chance to go through the motions. Again, flight sims as well. Same thing. I use it all the time. Just taxiing and radioing with your controller and everything else. It's all of that. It's the same thing you're gonna do in real life. Same thing on sim here for racing. You're gonna same protocols. You gotta bring it on and off the track. You gotta and maintain as such. So tires, everything, fuel, motor, you name it, aero. Yeah. So yeah, I think so. That names that one. But
I think the console is kind of a stepping stone to advance to this.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like I said, you get the feel for running a car and you know kind of what lines to run, but you don't got the feel for the realism.
Well,
I always was hungry for that. To drive under caution laps, have control of my car, drive down pit road by myself and have control of my car, and
100%.
And like I said, it's crazy how
I think most of us started it in a console based. I mean, I would give most of the percentage out there at a console based starting, and then this ain't gonna work. Oh, it gets better that's what we hear. Oh yeah, it gets better over there.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, oh my god, this is so much better.
Okay.
Why haven't I
go race with the big boy now?
I'm in. I mean, cost goes up, but that's why we're adults. That's why
and
we
another
work
thing
every
is,
day.
what other simulator can you get on and race with professionals? Like, I'm friends with Josh Balicki on my friends list or whatever, and I joined a hosted session he hosted at New Hampshire. He was trying to get some practice in, and like I said, I sent him a friend request, and sure enough, he's on my friends list.
Yeah, we got who's and who's was, and all of those that are on there. I mean, I heard Jeremy Mayfield was on not too long ago.
Yeah, I was Randy Johnson, the pitcher from the Arizona Diamonds or whatever, the one that exploded the bird.
Yep.
I was like, that's
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Then Earnhardt Jr., you get him in here a lot.
Yeah.
You got Tony Stewart that's in here a lot.
I mean, we've
awesome.
had races with that.
Get to brush shoulders with the real guys, and I mean, and just be an everyday Joe and just have a conversation with them and say, man, I had fun racing with you.
Yeah, I was in a race the other day with oh man, it slipped my mind just then.
Yep.
It'll come to me later. Street stocks at Dover, or no, it was super late models at Dover.
Hey, yeah, my hometown.
It's fun. It's a fun race. Good track combo.
Yeah, you always wonder, can they drive the same way in here than they can on a track? And the next thing you know, you're
Alex
looking
Bowman
at him.
Came in there and kicked our ass.
Exactly, and you're like, yeah, he drives the same way in here.
He put a whooping on him.
That's right.
Yeah, I was trying to keep over Josh
Some
Balicki,
of those guys are
like
just
I said,
fast.
he's a lower class guy, and I was struggling to keep close to his times.
Oh yeah.
It's all about
That's
progression.
what's-
All about progression. Well, let's roll a couple video clips here. Let's see what I got going on when it comes to tonight's race. Just a few, I think bangers. Not quite sure, but again, I was just kind of going through a few of the incidents. But I'm gonna try to share it with the boys here real quick and see if they can watch it with me. Let's do this real quick on this guy. I think so.
There you go.
The other day.
Okay, I think you guys got that screen. Ever so,
I'm watching the
ever so
stream.
slightly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and oh! All right, so this is, I think, toward the beginning of the race. This is stage 1, or I think shortly after the green
Yeah, here
drop of
comes
the green
caution
flag.
number 1.
Possible caution.
You watch
number
that,
one coming up.
that black 58 truck right
There
there.
it is.
There it is. Oh, no! Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We had a few drivers die in that one. Oh
Oh
man.
lordy.
We're
was
gonna have to replay that one again, folks. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I was down at the bottom down there, and I don't even know how I made it through there.
Yeah, there was just nowhere for me to go due to sideways.
There was
and-
contact, and then the shoot up the track thing right here is what just kills me on this one. Right here.
Yeah, you watch it. I mean, he came down. I wasn't
full
even there.
speed.
He was going to go to the low spot.
No, he went through you. All right.
He just went through me. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. Let's see what's on the
That
next
was
one here.
intense.
Surprise, surprise. Here we go. Oh, wait. No, wait. Did we slow-mo it? Yes, we did. So we slow-moed this one, guys. Hold on. Oh, no.
Right there.
That,
Kabam.
no, I don't think Kale's dead there, but yeah, the
Yeah,
57
he
went
done
for a
got wrapped
ride.
up in the
58.
catch
Oh,
fence and everything.
Check out the catch
Ooh.
fence.
man, that was a good one right there. Oh, this is going to be on board right here, folks. Hold on to yourselves. This is how we open this joker up. This is about 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're on board now. Stretch limo view right here.
There
It's
he
kinda
went.
interesting. No! Oh! It's silent.
Yeah,
Couple of
that
barrel rolls.
and it said error.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is
here's-
the. Oh!
Getting taken out.
That's right! Oh! That was Ronnie dead
that's
twice
where I
there.
took you out.
Oh!
You see
Oh,
how
look at
he
it!
threw me back
That's-
in the racing line?
There's
He hit
still
that
carnage. There was. Wait, you go ahead. We gotta rewind that one back on.
Yeah, Ronnie, you hit that wall. This shot you right back
Yes,
up there.
here. Boom!
Just
And
mind
then
the ball,
down! Toast! And then chubby! Oh!
Yeah,
And then here
that's
comes
where
the,
we're
the 86.
There's somebody
He just
coming
kind of.
back at you.
He just kind of kept. Where did he come from? Oh man, this is great. Okay, let's see. What else did I get? What else did I get? Let's see. I don't know. Here we go. Okay. Oh, sound is off on it. Oh no, maybe it's not.
Oh, that's
Ow.
where he hit Ronnie. That's the last
Ow!
one.
And then- oh, he just
Oh.
stopped. He just
Yeah, he
he
hit
just
it,
stopped.
glitch in
He
the wall.
says.
It looked
What
like a
the-
giant came up behind his bumper and lifted his ass into, or his butt into it.
No joke. Oh, let's see that one again.
Oh, that guy hit the wall. Oh! And that's
Oh.
when I hit
And
Ronnie.
there's where he grabbed it.
Oh wow.
Oh. No, that was just ow, dude. Ow. All right.
That's when you're in VR, you kind of get dizzy.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got up here on. Got vid 6 here. Oh, let's turn them up. Okay. It looks. I mean, you got dude ghosting right there in the beginning. Good racing
that's
right here.
Texas Route for my ghosts.
Oh, it ended up being some really good racing going on after we got rid of some of the knuckleheads.
Now, a few of these, I think I just hit record because you guys are just out there doing this right here. All right, sharing some real estate, calling it out. I mean, look at that those runs happening right there. Fight for the fight for the
back and forth in the front.
Yeah, the battles for the lead were impressive. I mean, seriously impressive.
Some of that carries all the way through the field. The last few cars ahead of me, like I said, juggling position, getting a run, and they'd be doing the fly job, and then they fall back. And
yeah, Kale leading this thing right now.
yeah,
Fight for the lead.
Running down, running.
Yeah.
Normal and sorted out.
Throttle a bit.
Oh, there was a little bit of smoke.
Yeah.
Touched.
Someone got a little sideways.
And you don't realize when you're on a track and you see a puff of smoke, your heart starts pounding.
Oh yeah.
You're like, who's wrecking?
Yeah.
Well, I can remember a couple of years ago when guys would have red connections and their car would be blinking and
doing
you get the
that.
puffs of smoke.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of that finally.
Yeah, great. I mean, again, everyone's negotiating their lines around, but I mean, you see a lot of people changing, going high, going low, and you see the outside line starting to form up a bit, but then it's all that momentum gets generated on the outside, and you got to do something with it. So again, it's dive into the bottom, and away we go.
Big thing.
Let's see. We've got one more.
As you're coming out,
You got what?
very effective. Somebody took the air away a little bit, it affected your car. So that's why I was trying different lines where I was getting less air off it.
You get that clean air was premium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see with the leaders though. I mean, they were able to basically kind of Talladega it and Daytona it. Work both lines and keep it. And I was watching the leader work the center, so it's disrupting the high line and disrupting the low lines air, and so that you guys can't really properly rotate through the centers, and stalls them up. So.
Yeah, that clean air makes a world of difference.
Yeah. And let's see what we got for this vid. I got a bunch more, but I usually a few I was able to quickly upload before we went live here. And this is a nice Duke 'em out battle again. It looks like the 64 on the outside. Kale.
Yeah. Tom down on the bottom.
I
don't know. I think this is the
Tom
one. He slid up in front of me real tight.
Yeah, there was a little smoke there.
Fly job.
Yeah.
I was thinking, every time I hear slide job, I think of Dale Jr.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no joke.
His little voice in my head going, slide job, slide job.
What do you think? Did he get him?
You trying to come back
I
on
think
him?
he's gonna clear him.
Got that clean air. Now you're trying to. Yeah, and Tom actually, he led himself some good laps today as well. After he took a beating, and had to bring a spray truck out to haul it.
Well, at this point in the race, basically what I was trying to do was follow in Tom's wake, so see if we could gap some of the other cars.
Try to break free a little bit.
And you see how that clean air is just really paying dividends right now, and not allowing you to get that kind of run that you need. You think that having that draft would be opposite, but
yeah, you reach a stall-out point with your draft.
Right, and by the time you actually get something to use with that draft, you're already in the next turn.
Yeah, and the timing on the drafting and the runs is crucial because you'll close up so fast at the wrong time, and you got to check up and try to get that run again. So, like I said, that's the patience game.
See, that's what happens. That checkup starts to happen, and then here comes the rest of the field. Right now, you see, they would string out a bit, and then all of a sudden, you'd see some battling start to happen, and then those trucks that were just a few seconds back, not really quite in the picture, are all right there battling for it. And as you see, the lead condensing once again, and that's kind of what it was tonight. In tonight's race was an awesome accordion effect. How right here, got the 32 trying to take her back. You saw him, get that run, get him stalled out, snuck past him. Slide job up in front. Now Tom's going to try to battle back out, and he's going to do the same thing. But no, he doesn't quite have it right there. Does, clears him, but now he's going to cross over again. He's going to end up messing, trying to stay out of his way right there, that air. Giving him the ability, get that clean air, get the bite back on the nose right here, rotating through the center. Release that thing, come out. Ooh, yeah, pretty nice. And
side-by-side racing too has a tendency to allow everybody else to come on in.
Oh yeah. And you see, that right there. He's seen that, blocked him, pinches him down there, so that Tom has to lift, or he's going to run him over.
Yep.
So that was actually a very, critical yet scary move to do right there. Because if the driver in the lead didn't have respect for, if the 32 in that second didn't have respect for his truck and the driver in front of him, he could have easily ran him over and escaped mayhem. Close escape, because he probably would have turned him and could have went up high, and they would have been gone before he got up to him. Now here comes the rest of that mob, and you'll watch the leader though if he gets caught up in that beehive per se, the leader will drop 5 positions in a matter of 1 lap.
Oh yeah, especially on this track, it's real easy to do.
Yeah.
And I've noticed the trucks, especially on this track, the draft is only about 5 car lengths long. If you drop back from the truck in front of you, like if you're going into a corner and you're getting too tight, you have to lift. That lift can really kill your momentum, and if you drop back 5-6 car lengths, you're going to lose the draft of that car in front of you, and then he's just going to drive away.
What's the best way to manage that,
You're
Kevin?
just going to be burning yourself up trying to catch him.
Well, what's the best way to manage that, do you think?
Just being sensible. You just got to know when. I was doing a little trail braking instead of lifting.
Okay.
It's a little easier to build that momentum. The trucks just don't have the horsepower to get off of the corner like you would have in the Cup cars or even the Xfinity cars on a track like this.
Okay.
But another thing with corner exit is if you let off a little earlier, you can drive through a little bit more and start to throttle out faster than the guy next to you. So like I said, if you just let off just a second earlier, like I said, you can throttle down probably a quarter turn faster than the other guy and get that momentum up off the turn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, shoot. I learned a lot about Michigan tonight and about driving etiquette and how to get her done. So, shoot.
Michigan is a fun track.
It is. So let's go ahead and wrap it up, though. I know we've been doing this for a minute now. But quick little insight for any drivers out there. Look up Front Row Esports on Facebook if you're looking for a solid league to get a part of. All right. If you got the talent level to at least the abilities to learn, there's going to be someone over there to teach you and a spot for you somewhere. And there's a lot of racing, not only with Front Row Esports, but with Crooked Line Racing as well. So they do a lot more smaller tracks. There are 2 leagues that have teamed up with each other, which has been just phenomenal, honestly, because they have a spot for everyone to run. I mean, no matter what. And it's just fantastic groups no matter which direction you're going. So, and everything kind of ran together. And it's nice. It really is to having backup support and getting all these groups together. But if you're looking for an avenue when it comes to this racing in general, definitely start here. Start over at Front Row Esports, and we'll lead you to other things. Other things like if you do flight sim, if you do the truck driving thing that these guys do, the Red Dead whatever, I don't know. Someone's always doing something. So if you get bored, if you're looking for a home, man. We got a pretty cool one. And, of course, these sponsors, tend to like us, talking about them and sharing their stuff as well. Speaking of the sponsors, we are sponsored by Marriott Hotels, of course, Spring Hill Special. Shout out to them. We are sponsored by the Moza Racing equipment. So look at Moza Racing. And if you're looking to upgrade your equipment, since we did go over all that spew earlier, look them up.
Mark just did.
I just bought a whole set.
Yep, absolutely, and cost effective. You're just not going to break the bank. You're going to get the realism and whatnot, the quality that you need out of it, and it will help. It will help with then driving on some kind of T something or with a T80s or whatever, little rubber band things. But
But
And even if it doesn't make you drive better, it makes your driving experience better.
Ah,
Yes.
thank you. Yes, so right, Roger, that on your experience level, and it is super cool to have, and knowing that you get when you go to turn the thing on, it lights up, and you're like, ha ha ha, I got a big kid's toy. But no,
Yeah.
so look into
Like-
them. Moza Racing, of course, you see them up on our screens down here, and then of course you got. W energy drink, which I'm still need to really dabble in more of when it comes to the W and their powdered energy drink, cost effective.
Oh yeah, you got to
really,
get some
really
more of their
good.
flavors.
Yep, lots of flavors out there. So look them up as well, looking for, and it's all natural stuff. So that's
Good for you.
Yeah, it's good. What the heck? Energy drink that's good for you.
And it's good.
Whatever.
Racing fuel.
Yeah, all right. And then of course we have AMR Paintworks. AMR Paintworks has been doing all the cars for the boys over here. So looking for someone to get a car idea that you have painted up, or so even if you don't have an idea, you still want something cool. Come over, check, and look him up. He'll be happy to try to put something together and see if it's something that you might like. But yeah, so we got it. Yeah, and there's more. I'm sure there's more, but we'll get to those guys more then later on. But we also have racing coming up. Got the 87s next week, same day here. Yeah, so in a week, yes, next Thursday.
Yeah, we're going to run some 87s at Michigan, the same track. We're going to see how they do.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we got
those are a whole
next
nother
gen.
animal.
Mm-hmm.
We got next gen tomorrow night as well.
Tomorrow night, we're going to run the next gens at Michigan.
Yep.
Such
That should be interesting. The next gen
I
clip a lot.
I love this track just due to the fact that it gives us all the abilities to show all these different traits of drivers right off the bat in one track. One track it shows a lot of different traits and great recruitment race for sure. And then we're gonna be.
And it's not bad to watch. You get 3 wide and
heck yeah.
constant battles.
Super fun, dude. Super fun. And then of course we're gonna have a lot of. Then we have another Michigan coming up for the trucks. Fully broadcasted though. We're gonna have all of our ducks in a row for that one. So we're gonna have a full broadcast on that one. Show you what we're gonna be hopefully producing for the rest of the season. So. At least an insight of what we're going to be able to do. But yeah, again, folks, we do appreciate everyone tuning in tonight and checking us all out. And again, from we got Cale Butler here. We got Donahue. There you go. We got Michael Wood, and then of course we had Mike Freitas, we had Tom Freitas, Fritos. And then of course we have my man Tommy Miller here. Mark Miller. There you go, my man. But, yeah, so, folks, we got a lot going on for us, later on. So, throughout these next seasons and weeks going up. So, if you, again, look us up online. Of course, you'll find Next Gen Broadcasting here on YouTube. And we're going to be firing up a lot more than just the racing. So, again, continue to tune in. Hit that like and subscribe. We really appreciate the support from all you guys out there. And, man, look for us hopefully next week. We're going to be shining with some 87s and having some fun on Thursday. Until next time, folks, stay tuned, and we will see you soon. Once I find the button. I always love it. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'll be back for the next one because I get emails for the notifications. That's how I found out about this one or whatever.
All right, so here. All kinds of fun.
That's what we about, living by the sea, sipping on some rum, under the shade of a tree. That's what we about, just feel the warmth